first thing on the recipe today is a little bit different than some of your other muffin recipes. Hannah, what's the first thing it says to do?
Wash, peel, and shred the carrots.
Okay, so you're going to start by washing, peeling, and shredding carrots. We have all done carrots already. We will know for our mise en place we need a tray to put the grater on, right? We need a tray to put the grater on when you are shredding carrots. You need your peeler, and what do we peel onto, Cody?
A paper towel.
A paper towel. So you'll need a paper towel to peel onto. You're going to need to cut off the ends of the carrots. So you're going to need a, what, Maddie? What are you going to need to cut the carrots with? A cutting board and a chef's knife. Okay, and what goes underneath the cutting board? A wet paper towel. Okay, so we have quite a few things and we're only on the first step. Okay? Okay, so miraculously we have shredded carrots. Okay? So when you do the shredded carrots for the muffins, you need to use that same smaller size you used for the coleslaw. Do you all understand what I'm talking about? Yes? Yes? This is not really the one I want, but it would be the one that's that size, but it's the square. You need to use the square grater. Yes? You all understand? We'll make sure the right graters are out. Okay. Now we're ready for the second step. Cameron, what's the second step?
Preheat oven.
Okay, and I believe Tori's done that, right? We've got that done. What's the third step, Julius? Looking like we've got that step ready for us too, okay? Remember that Sam, Leah, Allison are watching what you're doing. You need to do the recipes in the order of the recipe, okay? Okay, next, the fourth step. What does it say, Lacey?
Mix dry ingredients together in a mixing bowl.
Okay, so let's see. Heather, how much flour do we have this time?
1.5.
1.5 cups of flour, so you're going to need 2 measuring cups. What measuring cups are you going to need, Heather? Dry, but what size? A 1.5. Okay, next we're going to have some what, Alicia? Sugar, and what size is that? 1/4 of a cup, and it's normal sugar. Okay, here we go. Then we have another kind of sugar there. What do we have, Jordan? Jordan's over here. What? Brown sugar. Okay, have we measured brown sugar already? So you know you have to do what to it, Philip? You have to pack it into the dry measuring cup, okay? Okay, next we have baking powder. Julius, help me. How much baking powder? 1 tablespoon. So is that a big tablespoon of your measuring spoons? It's the biggest one you got, right? Biggest one you got, 1 tablespoon. Okay, uh-oh. Tori, do you see baking powder? Isaac, after the baking powder that's missing? Salt. Okay, we'll dump the salt in there. And what do we have after that? Michaela. Cinnamon. Okay. Mix these together. I guess this is what we're going to mix. Let's go to the next section. After the make the well, the liquids. Okay, so what does it have listed as the first thing underneath what would be the liquids? Brandon.
Carrots.
Carrots. So you're going to have your 1.5 cups of carrots that you had at the beginning. And it's not going to be quite big enough for all this stuff. You want to get me a bigger bowl? Okay, when you mix your dry stuff, you got to make sure there's no lumps in that brown sugar. So if you got to push your spatula against the side of the bowl, do that, because you just packed it in the measuring cup, right? So it's kind of dense. So you might have to do a little pushing it down in the bowl so that it's all, you don't have a big lump. No lumps in the bowl. Okay, Tori, you keep getting the lumps out here while I move over here. Okay, so this recipe is missing something that the other muffin recipes have. What is it missing? Who can help me? Brandon.
Milk.
Milk. It doesn't have any milk in it. Instead, it has many more eggs, doesn't it? Yes. So, in your bowls, you're going to need more bowls for eggs because you can only put 1 egg in a bowl. Who can tell me why? Why can you only put 1 egg in a bowl?
Because if not eggs bad, you don't want to feel
Exactly. If you crack an egg and it has blood in it, you only want to have to throw out 1 egg instead of throwing out all the eggs. Okay? So, if we run out of these little ones, we have some that are this size. Okay? So, each egg should be in its own bowl. after you crack those eggs, what do you have to do, Gibson? Wash your hands, okay? Okay, so we're going to take the carrots. I need the carrots. Pass down the carrots. Okay, we're going to dump them in here. Okay, and then we're going to add the eggs that have each. You guys, you got to do this to the eggs first. We didn't. So you want the eggs, each egg to be slightly beaten. And you've all got your fork in your mise en place. You got the fork. Okay, and I usually mix these eggs and the carrots together a little bit so that you make sure that the eggs are slightly beaten with the carrots before you get the next thing in there. Okay, the next thing we're adding, Allison, is what? Oil. Okay, so the measuring cup for the oil will be up here because it's too hard to measure a third in your measuring cups. So you just want to pour it in your bowl, not take the measuring cup back. And did we have this in a muffin before, Lacey? What's this?
Vanilla.
Vanilla. We did. Which muffin had vanilla? Coffee cake. Coffee cake. So this muffin and the coffee cake one are kind of more like a breakfasty thing, and that's why they have vanilla in them. Okay, so we're going to mix all these wet things together, and I think you probably want to know what this looks like. Okay, so we're just going to pour this in here, in the middle of the well. Make sure you use your spatula and scrape it all out of the bowl. I'm getting lots of notes that you're not scraping. The bowl should look empty. Okay? And then it works better to use a spoon. So do you have the spoon on the mise en place to mix it together? And we're bringing the flour in from the outside like we usually do. This is how it should look, guys. It should be kind of gloppy. The fact that you have to shred all of those carrots before you get started, and you have to be careful with the eggs, okay? Any questions on muffins? What else will you need when you're doing your mise en place?
Pot holders.
You'll need pot holders and something else when you take it out of the oven. It needs to go on a cooling rack, okay? Cooling rack. Alrighty.